All right, so my chemies. So I will be your advisor for the first year here at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. This is my second year advising chemical engineers through the School of Engineering. So basically what we'll be doing today is I'll be giving a brief overview of the chemie curriculum. You'll hear that acronym a lot. You'll hear very many acronyms a lot here. So we will briefly go over some of the resources that we've sent to you all, and then we're going to briefly show you how to actually register for courses. So you will be registering for courses from home. If you have not already, you will be receiving a time ticket in the near future, which will tell you exactly the date and time that you'll register, and that starts next week, so the week of the 24th. So briefly, we're going to go over the ChemE guide here, which everyone has gotten a couple of copies of, I think, at this point. So because you are registering from home and we won't be meeting in person until orientation, we put together this School of Engineering Orientation Registration Guide to basically kind of walk you through what the curriculum is here, and give you a feel for how to register for courses, which courses you will be registering for. So you'll see this is me right here, and we'll be sitting at my desk. Big old welcome. There's a couple of different videos where we'll walk you through some things, which we'll also do in this webinar as well. Curriculum planning, we'll talk about your template, which looks like this. So your template is going to be your 4-year guide to the courses that you take here. Schedule and so on. So I'm not going through all this right now because I really, on your own time, would like you to thoroughly look through this guide. We've put so much information to be able to kind of show you how to register, what courses you should be registering for, giving you a good idea as to what you should do if you have AP credits or prior college credits coming in and so on. So really take a good look at this guide, and that's what this is today, is just a quick overview of the different resources we have for you. So now that we have talked a bit about the orientation guide, I'm going to talk about a couple of important documents that you have access to or will have access to soon. So there's 2 important documents and there's 2 important websites. We'll start with the documents. So the first one is the template, which I briefly just mentioned. So your template is a 4-year overview of the courses that you will take in order to earn your degree in chemical and biological engineering. So here you've got all the courses that you will take divided into the different years that you'll take them. Quick note on the guide, the years were off by 1, so it started with fall 2018. Obviously, you're starting with fall 2019, so I will send you an updated one of these guides. This is something that we will often work with when we're meeting together, so you're going to become very familiar with the template. So here you've got the different courses divided by different years. At the very bottom, you have footnotes. So you'll see throughout here that some of the courses are designated with a footnote, and it will give you some more information about the course where needed. So we'll be revisiting this throughout the webinar. The next thing I will show you is the Chemical Engineering Student Orientation Guide. So the template gives you a good idea about the classes that you should take, and the courses that you should take are listed here. Typically, students take 17 credits, between 16 and 17 credits their first semester here at RPI is the average. So the courses that you will take, just to kind of toggle back between the 2, are listed here in the template. So you've got Intro to Chemical Engineering. So it's a 1-credit course. It's a seminar-style course where you'll get to know the different faculty within the discipline, you know, what chemical engineering is about, what research is done here on campus, and other very interesting things. So it's an amazing department. It gets to meet a lot of faculty that way. It's a seminar-style course, so basically you attend and you listen and do some reflection and things like that. So you'll see there's a footnote listed next to that. You could replace that course with a course that's called ENGR 1300 or Engineering Processes. So in that course, you are within the shop on the first floor of the engineering building. You actually create a tiny cannon or a tiny train, I think is the other vehicle. But you'll see here that the Intro to Chemie or Chemie 1010 is what is recommended. So I do recommend that you take that. The next course that you'll take is Chemistry 1 with Advanced Lab. If you have Chem 1 AP or prior college credit, that will suffice for that course. But if not, you'll want to take the Chem 1 with Advanced Lab, which is basically chemistry with 2 or 3 additional labs. Next is Calculus 1. So as a Chemie, you will take Calculus 1, Calculus 2, and then Introduction to Differential Equations. Those are the 3 math courses that you'll take. The fourth course here is Physics 1. You'll see a little footnote for number 2, which is also next to Introduction to Engineering Analysis. So Introduction to Engineering Analysis is kind of like the physics of engineering. If you already have physics experience through high school, you could take those in either order. But the recommendation, if you don't, is to take Physics 1 first, because it will give you a good basis from which you will learn IEA, yet another acronym. So the last course you'll see on here is IHSS, and that stands for Interdisciplinary Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. So here at RPI, you will take a minimum of 5 Humanities, Arts, and Social Science courses. One of them will have to have an IHSS prefix, which means Interdisciplinary Humanities. There's Humanities and there's Social Science. So that's the 2 different categories that make up HOS. And that can go between both. So you and I will talk about course planning a little bit later, but sometimes during your freshman year, you will want to take a course with that IHSS prefix. So let's go back to the chemical engineering planning sheet. Basically, this kind of goes over everything I just said, but in less words. You've got Chemie 1010, which is that 1 credit course. You've got Chemistry with Advanced Lab. You've got your math course selections. So again, those are the 3 different courses. Obviously, if you take Calc 1, you'll want to move on to Calc 2, and so on. You've got Physics 1, and then you've got your Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences course. So this is a good way to kind of walk you through the courses that you should take. Let's say that you're bringing an AP for all of these, or you want to move on to the next course. There are some backup options that you can pursue, and these are down here. So I would recommend, you could take the Introduction to Engineering Analysis. You could take biology, but I would actually hold on to biology or cell biology. You're able to take one or the other till next semester. I would actually really hold on to the majority of these until your second semester here, but it's a good way for you to be able to see the possibilities. So I will send this sheet out after the webinars are recorded and sent to you, which will be tomorrow. So next, briefly talking about AP courses. And this is something that we went over in the guide as well. So many students come in with prior credits through college or AP courses, from high school and what have you. So we have students who might kind of debate, I have Calculus 1 credit through AP. Should I go on to Calculus 2? Should I stay? Our recommendation is to move on to the next course in that sequence if you are bringing in those credits. The majority of our students do very well when they do go on to that next course. So we don't want you to be, bored with the content that you've already learned. So it's much easier to walk it back than, if needed, than to find a higher course kind of in the end. So we definitely recommend that you, move on sequentially, and you'll do great. So the next 2 things I'll show you are websites. So these are both websites you'll become very familiar with. So let's see here. Before I start, actually, this is the Humanities Integrated Pathways website. So basically, you'll take 5 Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences courses, like I mentioned here. 3 of those areas should be within a pathway topic. So I would take a look at these kind of at your leisure. Say, for instance, you were interested in, well-being, body and mind. So I have a lot of students who like things like drawing, or they like things like psychology. This would be a good one to pursue. So a pathway is 3 courses within a course sequence that will kind of help you take different courses in one specific area. So we'll be sending a link to these different topics as well, but basically you'll choose between 3 different courses. You choose one of the following, one of which should be an IHSS course or basic drawing, and then you take 2 different courses from this next category with one at least at the 4,000 level. Humanities courses are 1,000 level for basic, 2,000 level for intermediate, and then 4,000 level for the more advanced. So I recommend that you take a look through this, but really just kind of focus on taking one of those IHSS courses this year, fall or spring. So the next thing that I'm going to show you, the two websites are actually ways in which you are able to search for courses. So as I mentioned, you will be registering for courses from home. We've given you all these different tools to be able to navigate that process, actually select your courses, and register on the day of. So these two websites that I'm going to show you are different ways that you can actually search for courses. The first website is called Yaks. So background about Yaks, our registrar's office used to have a scheduling system similar to Yaks, but Yaks is actually a computer science student-created system. What this system does is allows you to search for the courses that you're looking for and see all the possible different scheduling opportunities that you have and kind of see what your schedule would look like for the week based upon the courses that you choose. So for instance, we had mentioned Calculus 1, which is Math 1010. So what you're going to do here is search up that four-letter, four-digit code, so Math 1010. You click Return. This is going to give you all the different options for math that are available. You'll see that a lot of these have, quote, 0 seats. They haven't been filled yet because it's not your registration time. So this will be much more full when you're actually looking. But say, for instance, you know you want to take section 1 for whatever reason. What you would do is you click on the name of the course, and then you'll click Schedule. So that gives you all these different areas right here. So let's go, let's see, CHME 1010, I think. Yeah. Yep, okay. So that section actually conflicts with that math section. So we're going to go back and we're going to unselect the math. Let's go Chemie 1010 first because you want to be in that class with your classmates and your faculty. Okay, so it's on Wednesdays. It's right there. So we'll do math again. Okay, so let's say we wanted to just select from all the different sections that are available. What you can do is you can click on Math 1010. It highlights all these in red. You'll see little notes for those that conflict. Click Schedule, and I have 40 different opportunities just factoring in one math class and this chemical engineering course. So then you're just going to build upon this. So for physics, you actually want to register for both Physics 1100 and then Physics 1960, which is the physics mentor. So if you do take physics in the fall, which if you don't have experience, it's definitely what I recommend. The fall has this option. It's PHYS 1960. It's additional mentoring, office hours, and things like that. So highly recommend that you pursue that if you have not yet taken physics. Let's go schedule. Okay, so there are literally 1,000 different schedules to choose from. So then from here, you can kind of walk it back and be like, listen, you know, maybe I want to do this section 2. If I select that specific section, it brings me down to 133. Still a lot, but you can navigate here and see the different opportunities for scheduling that you have. So that's the first way to look for courses. What you're going to want to make note of is the CRNs, or course registration numbers. These 5-digit numbers, which start with the number 8, are what you actually use to register. So number 1, write all your CRNs down or store them in a safe place. Number 2, I want you to have multiple schedules put together in the case that you don't get your ideal schedule. Then next, I will show you SIS. So SIS is Student Information System. So for this portion of the webinar, I'm actually going to show you some screenshots from one of my students' accounts. So her SIS account, this is what you'll actually use, sis.rpi.edu. This is what you will use to do so many different things, including searching for courses on the day of. I say this because Yaks is not live on the day of registration. So Yaks, it pulls information every 15 minutes or so, but when you're registering, classes are filling up continually. So Yaks might say, you know, there's 15 seats left in something, and then you get on there and it's only 4 seats. So you want to make sure that you have the most accurate information at hand. So SIS is where you'll actually do that. You search for classes there, and you actually register for classes there as well. So with those 5-digit CRNs or course registration numbers, and I'm going to show you all of that here. All right, so this is how to register for classes. That's exactly what I just showed you, that sis.rpi.edu. You are going to register for courses through the system. The day of registration, you'll make sure to go to the system here. To log in, you're going to use your RIN or your Rensselaer ID number for the username. And then the PIN, the first time you log in, is going to be your 4-digit birth date. So month, day, year. So on November 22nd, 1122. Make sure you get it right. If you get locked, if you mistype your password or your RIN, you get 3 chances, and if not, you get locked out. I have probably gotten locked out half a dozen times at this point, so it definitely does happen. And if you do have issues during registration, you'll contact the registrar's office to get that PIN reset. So when you log in, this is what you see. Mostly what we're going to be working off of is the student menu. That says everything we need within here. The first thing you're going to want to do is the financial responsibility agreement. So basically, every semester you'll do that, and it says, I will be paying my bill, basically. So you're responsible for paying tuition. And then from there, once you agree to that, then you'll actually be able to register for courses. So I showed you Yaks, how you actually search for courses. Next, I'm going to show you SIS, Student Information System. So to search for courses here, you go to Student Menu. Here we go, Student Menu. You're going to go to Class Search. You're always going to select the term that you're in. So that'll be Fall 2019 is what we're looking for courses for. And then this is what you see. So again, day of, this will be what you use. So we use Math 1010, which is Mathematics 1010. We're going to search up Mathematics. We're going to use that 1010 again. So remember, when you search, it's the 4 digits. When you register, it's the 5 digits. Put 1010. When you search here, we'll see the different opportunities that are available to us. Say you want to do section 1, what you do is you copy that 5-digit CRN, and again, you'll have those all in a safe place anyhow. Go back to student menu. You'll go to register, add, drop. Again, always click and fall. And then here you'll see a spot for different CRNs or course registration numbers. You are going to want to put all of those CRNs in at the same time, including for physics plus that physics mentor. Same goes for bio too. Bio and biolab are separate. So here you put the CRN in. You click Submit Changes. And then this shows that you are added into the course. You'll see registered via web and the date. If there's an issue or conflict, you'll see that below here. So once you register for your courses, the way that you can see them all in one place is by going to Student Menu and then viewing your weekly schedule daytime grid. Here you can see all the different courses that you're taking. You're going to have a little spot all the way to the right side of the page. It's going to give you the ability to type in a date. You'll want to look for a date toward the start of school. So for instance, it's automatically going to default to today, which is June 17th. You're not taking any courses today. It's going to be blank. But if you go to September 4th or, October 1st, that will show you the courses that you're taking for that date. So this is the schedule that one of my students had put together. It's actually not too far off from what you all will take. She did take regular chemistry because she's not a chemical engineer. You'll take advanced. So you've got Calculus 1, you've got Psychology, which is a popular Haas course here. You've got Chemistry 1, you've got Introduction to Engineering Analysis because you took physics in high school, and then you have Physics 1200 or 1400, which is something you'll take in the spring semester. So I wanted to write a couple of quick notes for registering. I mentioned put all the CRNs in at the same time. And then some classes actually require that you add 2 CRNs at once. You mentioned physics. Biology is also one of those. So let's say that you wanted to take biology plus lab in the fall. What you want to do is make sure that you search for and register for both bio and biolab. 2 different CRNs, 2 different spots. And then another final reminder, remember to use the SIS class search system to look for courses on the day of. While Yaks is an amazing tool that we use in this office all the time, it's not live on registration day. So we do want you to have that and several different schedules for options for backup too. If you encounter issues during registration, say you get locked out of your SIS account, like we just talked about, let's say something happened with a financial responsibility agreement, you'll want to contact registrar@rpi.edu. Don't contact them if your courses won't all fit together. Just go back to the drawing board and find a schedule that works. But really, any technical or registration issues, you will want to contact them there. All right, cool. So basically, that concludes everything on my end. So I'm going to open it up to questions in a moment here, but I did just want to say thank you all for being here this evening. If you have questions between now and registration, between now and orientation, I'm here all summer. So you can feel free to give me a call, send me an email, or we can even, kind of do like a one-on-one one of these sessions too to talk. So I'm here to answer any questions that you might have, and then I'm very much looking forward to meeting you all during orientation too, as well. So, two questions. Perfect. Let me take a look at these questions here. Thanks. And thank you for sending me. Okay. Just looking through the questions real quick. Okay. We have a great question here. I took the AP Calculus exam this spring, and I'm pretty sure that I got a 4. Will that fulfill the Math 1010 requirement? Should I register for Calc 2? And is there a chance to switch back to Calc 1 in case I don't get a 4? It's 4s or 5s, right? Yeah. Okay. So, great news. A 4 or a 5 on that exam will get you credit here. So, while you all haven't gotten your AP scores yet, my recommendation is to register for courses with the best possible and best educated guess that you have as to what you receive. So I do recommend that you go for Calc 2. And in the case that we need to, we can always change it back to Calculus 1, not a problem. So while you're here during orientation, there will be opportunities for you to come in and we can kind of help you out there and switch things around. So registration will close toward the end of the summer, but it's open between. Okay. If one of your courses, this is the next question. If one of your courses gets filled up, but you already registered for other courses, is there a way to unregister the other classes to get your desired schedule? So, yes. My recommendation is if you have an awesome schedule and one of your classes is an ideal, recommendation is to find another class that fits with the rest. You probably will have to take an 8 a.m. at some point here, so just kind of keep that in mind. You can drop the other courses if needed. If you go to that, let me bring up the slide real quick so you can see. Here we go. So you'll see here under action, it says none. If I drop down to there, it says drop via web. And then you can click submit changes. What that does, it removes the courses. So you can remove the courses from your schedule here. If you needed, you could do a complete overhaul, which sometimes is necessary, but my recommendation is to kind of go section by section rather than, overhaul. Great question, though. All right. Do we have any other questions? All right. So when does the FIS login open up? That's a great question. So you're going to want to log in.
I think they want to be able to log in now if they want to clear the financial.
Yeah.
They just won't have a time ticket if they hit register and drop it.
Okay. Yeah.
You might be able to log in to clear the whole.
So you might be able to log in right now. Not right this very now, like after we get off the line, but you should be able to log in with your RIN and that, month, day, year. If you wanted to clear that financial hold we talked about, you're not going to have anything under the register at drop page until the day of your time ticket, but you should be able to get in. can we start to register on SIS right now, or should we wait until orientation? So you are going to register between now and orientation. You're actually going to register next week, the week of the 24th. You'll be receiving an email with your time ticket being the date and time that you actually register for courses. And on that topic, I have a question for you all. Have you received a time ticket yet? Is there anyone who has received one yet to their RPI email, or no? It would have been today. Go ahead and write in the chat if you have received, or if you haven't too. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. This is very helpful for us to know. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be receiving it sometime this week. Keep an eye out on your RPI email address, and I really appreciate your feedback. This is why we're, for very many reasons, excited to have you on the line. So thank you. Oh, okay. All right. So I think that the time tickets are being released gradually. So we have at least one person who has received it. It will come in, and it will tell you when you are registering. So thank you for that. Okay. Any other questions? And if you think of something after the fact, you can feel free to email me, give me a call. That's what I'm here for. So, a great question here. What are the options for minors, and how do we add one? So it's a great question, Sean. So I'm going to show you our minors page. Basically, there are probably 100 different options for minors. It's a short story here, long story short. So this is the catalog for 2018-19. You guys will have the one for 2019-20, but it hasn't been put up at this moment. So to look at minors, we're going to go to programs, and we're going to scroll to the bottom of the page. We've got bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and minors. So let's see how many technical. Okay, so we have 59 different minors that are here. So basically, there's almost 60 different opportunities to pursue a minor. Marie just sent a direct link as well. So a minor typically is a 4-course sequence that basically gives you focus in a specific area. So I had talked about those humanities pathways earlier today. So the humanities pathways have 3 courses of them, right? So you would have one more course if you wanted to get a minor in something. But let's say, for instance, you were interested in a psychology minor. What you can do is click here, and it tells you to take these 4 specific courses. One required course, which is general psych, and then 3 additional psych courses, one of which has to be at the 4,000th level. So most minors are typically 4 classes. Computer science is actually 6 classes technically, because you have to take 2 classes as a prerequisite for the first class that you take for the minor. So it's a pretty involved minor, but typically 4, maybe 5 courses. And you're able to use your free electives for those. So free electives, you'll take 12 credits worth of those throughout your time here, and that's a good way to be able to both take courses and fulfill requirements for a minor, is kind of going toward that. All right, so we have another question here. How do we know if credit we took at a local college will transfer? So we have what is called articulation agreements with many different colleges. Orange County Community College, which is what our friend on the line here took courses at. So articulation agreements, basically, that gives us the opportunity to transfer in courses from different colleges. We have what is called the Rensselaer Undergraduate Transfer Course Guide, which I think is a whole thing to say, but it gives us the opportunity to take a look at what courses have come in for. So for instance, Orange County I'm assuming that's in the New York one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're going to New York for state. We're going to go to Get Institutions. And then this drop down here is a list of all of the different places that we have accepted credit from in the past. And just because a course isn't on here or just because a college isn't on here doesn't mean that we won't accept it. It just has to be evaluated. These are all ones that have already been evaluated. So let's see. That is known as SUNY Orange in here. All right, it's totally in here. One second.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah.
There we go. Orange County Community College. Okay, I was just looking at this earlier with another student. So here are all of the courses that have been brought in. That their equivalent is to the left. Our equivalent is to the right. So earlier I was speaking to a student who also went to Orange. She took General Chemistry 1 and General Chemistry 2. You'll see that those come in as direct transfers here for Chem 1100 and Chem 1200. You actually don't have to take Chem 2 as a Chem E here. And it's 4 credits, which is great news. So this is a good tool to be able to see what things will come in as. You will, if you're transferring courses here to RPI as a part of your admissions, you will be able to, they kind of bring everything in for you. They'll tell you exactly what you get, whether it be Chem 1, whether you get credit for a humanities course, and so on. So that should be on your transcript. But say you took courses in the past and you want to transfer them kind of after the fact, you're always able to do that too. So it's just a process that we will get approved for you. That's a great question. All right. Do we have other questions here? Give it a couple more minutes and I'll go ahead and wrap up. And seriously, keep the questions coming. Typically, if one person has a question, the other people who do as well, and there's no such thing as a silly question. So ask away. All right. So at this point, if there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and conclude the webinar. Again, thank you all so much for being here this evening. Very much appreciate it. You have some great questions, and if you continue to have them in the future, feel free to send me an email, give me a call. And we'll get to see you in a couple weeks here, orientation too. But until then, oh, last minute question. Nice. Okay.
2 more.
2 more. Okay, perfect. That's how this happens. All right. What minor would correspond best with an interest in business? That's a great question. So let's go to the proper page. Hold on. Programs again. Then we're going to go to minors. So I would say that the best minor to correspond with business would either be management, marketing, or finance. So let's go to programs quick. So let's see here. There's no straight business minor. There's a finance minor, so that's a good one. Ooh, and entrepreneurship as well. That's a cool minor. And then there's also a management minor here and marketing. So let's go to management. You'll see here, management has 4 classes, including introduction to management, which is a good rule of thumb when we're looking at minors. Another question, can you take your minor at any other point outside of the free electives? So, yeah, I mean, so you have 12 free electives here, right? And if it's something in humanities, you can actually use those humanities courses toward a minor. If not, it might be one course outside of your free electives, but a minor isn't something you have to declare right away either. I've had seniors come in and say, well, I have 4 psych courses. I guess that's a minor, and kind of do it retroactively. Which is a possibility. So, yeah, the answer is yes. All right, any other questions? So let's go ahead and conclude. Again, thank you all so much for being here this evening. I look forward to working with you in the not so distant future, and enjoy the rest of your time with high school, and we'll see you very soon here at RPI. Oh gosh. I feel like every time I do an exit, it's fine. It's totally good. Do you have to register for a specific class for ROTC military science? Yes.
Depends on the brand.
Yeah, so it depends on which military branch of ROTC you're within. They do have a specified curriculum, and you'll be able to work more with your officers in the program to specify that, and they'll give you a lot of information. And if you're in ROTC, every semester we will sign off on basically a plan of study. So we're both on track with the courses that you'll take. So more information will be coming to you soon from that program. All right. Any other questions? Okay, cool. All right, Chemies, have a great rest of your night, and I look forward to meeting you very soon.